Roger Twibble along with Bob Cousy at the Boston Garden tonight for Game 2 of this Eastern Conference Championship Series between the Celtics and the 76ers. Of course, last night, a very exciting finish. The 76ers picked up a 105-104 win against the Celtics as Andrew Toney sank a couple of ice-cold free throws with 2 seconds left. The Celtics not able to get off a very good shot at the buzzer by Larry Bird. Consequently, the Sixers go up 1-0, Bob, in a very, very big game. Now the Celtics, the home court advantage is neutralized, and hey, they got a tough road to hoe now.
Well, it figured to be neutralized anyway. They were not going to beat Philadelphia back-to-back games. Bill Fitch and Red Auerbach's point was well taken. Ironically enough, now it works in our favor. The fact that the second game is being played so close to the first is now, I think, going to give the Celtics an advantage. Obviously, the first of the must games in this series, as far as the Celtics are concerned. They cannot afford to go 2 down. They will not go 2 down, in my opinion. They're going to win tonight. I think they're prepared. They've got to do something about Toney, but I'm sure Bill Fitch dealt with that during the day. He's the only one that really broke loose. They did a respectable job on Jay. They should have won the game last night. They just simply did not shoot well from the foul line, and in my mind, that's the story of the game. That's why they lost.
Well, they missed 12 free throws last night, and I'll never forget that play when Larry Bird went up, and it was a goaltending on Caldwell Jones, and we looked at the replay, and you said, I hope it's not a one-point game. The officiating, there were some questionable calls, but nonetheless, the Celtics did miss 12 free throws, and it was a one-point game. And as you said, they did play some good basketball, a good comeback at the end, and I think, as Bill Fitch mentioned in our pregame show, he's got to get some more work out of Maxwell other than 3 minutes at the end of the game.
Well, believe it or not, Larry Bird came out firing away last night in the first half. He had a very effective first half offensively, but I think the combination of their running their break well and his shooting from outside kind of neutralized their inside game. They didn't go into Max and Parrish, or they weren't aware of them early enough. Here are the Sixers being introduced. Big D was
he didn't hurt him last night,
no,
but he didn't hurt him.
He had 10 points, and he had about 8 boards. He wasn't an awesome factor, but I agree.
There's an awesome factor. Dr. J had a quiet 25.
They kept him under control. Max and McHale especially, made Jay work for those 25. Caldwell Jones had a typical game for him. Toney is the guy they're going to have to find early. They're going to have to force him in the middle. They're going to have to hit him with the double team quickly. Now, they should have expected that kind of performance from Toney because he got 35 against them in the last game of the season. This kid, here's Tiny being introduced. If Toney doesn't get your immediate concentration, he has the ability to break loose like he did last night.
Celtics being introduced right now. Tiny Archibald, Chris Ford, Robert Parrish, Cedric Maxwell, and Larry Bird. This afternoon, Bob, the Celtics had an hour-and-a-half practice at 10:30 this morning. The Sixers had a half-hour meeting about 1 o'clock. We talked about the Celtics in the 9-10-day layoff and not having an effect. But in retrospect now, as they came out to a quick start, they got a little sluggish through the middle part of the game. We would not expect that to happen tonight. Got that one game under their belt.
I wouldn't think so. Both teams didn't play up to their potential last night. I didn't see any effect of the layoff with the exception of the poor foul shooting. I think the fact that they only shot 60% from the line perhaps reflected that 10-day layoff.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, sung by Brighton's own Freddie Tag Tenalia.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight of the
Let's take a look at the officials this evening. And once again, a trio on hand with a backup. The lead officials tonight will be the veteran Darrell Gerritsen, number 10, and then Lee Evans, who's number 8. And Jim Capers will once again be the backup official for the second night in a row. Lee Jones and Darrell Gerritsen, the officials tonight. Jim Capers, the backup official. Another sellout crowd at the Boston Garden, as it has been throughout this basketball season. Bob, we talk about regular season records, and both the Celtics and the Sixers finished at 62 and 20. But the last time a team with the best regular season record won an NBA championship, you got to go back to 72-73 when the Lakers won 69 games. Well,
it doesn't always go according to form. We're well aware of that. I think we mentioned last night, however, in my memory, there hasn't been as an unorthodox set of series played where there have been so many upsets. But generally, the 2 or 3 top teams, one of those 3 are going to bring home the championship. In that Western Division, we've got a couple of clubs that are going to be, playing to get into the finals who are under 500 during the season. So,
well, in the Western Conference Championship Series last night in Kansas City, the Houston Rockets with a rather easy and impressive win over the Kansas City Kings. The Kings went with Phil Ford.
I was really surprised.
Yes, I was too. Because
psychologically, that was, in my opinion, an extremely tenuous move there.
They had done so well without him, and he is a gutsy kid. He's a competitor, but then again, they had done so well without him, and it seemed like he was just a bit out of control, trying a little bit too hard. And I'd be interested to see if Cotton Fitzsimmons goes back to his original starting lineup.
Grunfeld and Wedman did such an outstanding job for them in the back court. It must have really been a downer to have Ford come in and start last night.
Tip controlled by Philadelphia. Archibald on Cheeks, Ford on Hollins, Parrish on Dawkins, Bird on Caldwell Jones, and Maxwell with his hands full with Dr. J. Going in deep to Dawkins. Jay on top, back to Darrell, who likes that 16-footer. It won't go, and Bird the rebound.
Well, as we said last night, generally they're going to give Dawkins that outside shot. He likes to take it, especially when he's not got it, and he'll hit it occasionally, but it's better than giving him the muscle stuff inside.
Foul inside on Dr. J as he is guarding Cedric Maxwell. Celtics immediately trying to post Maxwell low. Jay got off to a slow start last night, Bob, and Billy Cunningham pulled him out of the game, and Bill Fitch told us in our pregame thought might have been one of the key moves in the game by Cunningham, getting him out of there early and setting him down for a little while.
Well, Jay doesn't force. Jay's going to give you his average or better in most every big game, certainly. So I don't think there was anything to be concerned about.
Blocked by Irving. Parrish with 3 on the shot clock won't go. And Dawkins comes away with it.
Celtics have got to go inside, I think, more often and early tonight to establish that kind of a game.
Out of bounds, pass intended for Caldwell Jones. Jay having a word with Darrell Gerritsen about Bird pushing off. It'll be Celtics basketball nonetheless. Last night, Caldwell Jones and Larry Bird, Bob, really physical in the early going, establishing position. And maybe that's why Larry came out a little bit for that shot last night, that Caldwell was a little too much for him inside.
Well, of course, that's the advantage Larry has. That time they get it in.
Parrish to follow. The shot won't go, and the foul is going to be on Darrell Dawkins.
Celtics very aggressive, as expected, in the early going here. Here's the Maxwell move. They finally get it in. Jay went for the steal and didn't get it. Max spun around him, and there you see Parrish with a good effort off the board. Can't quite disengage himself, however, to put his shot up.
Perry shooting 58% from the floor in the playoffs. Robert averaging 17 points, 9.4 rebounds per game in playoff action. Parrish has now hit 8 of 14 from the charity stripe. Celtics get on the board first, 1-0. Jones on top. Misses it. Maxwell with a rebound. Now, Max got a couple of quick boards last night, then went into kind of a daze as Tiny hits from outside. I'll tell you, Max was sure aggressive the final 3 minutes of the game. They can get an effort like that tonight.
Oh, wow. Jay just wiped Tiny out. Tiny went to the floor rather heavily, although we see him do that occasionally.
Hollins misses. Caldwell Jones gets it back. Yeah, Tiny went for the leg scissor after Jay knocked him down.
Celtics have to box out a little bit better tonight, especially Jones and Jay. They both came up with about 9 offensive boards between them.
Whistle underneath. 3-second violation. And it'll be Boston basketball.
Parrish giving Dawkins some pretty good pressure underneath, and Philadelphia was not able to get the ball into him. He camped in there a little bit too long.
Maxwell will take the outside shot. Won't go. Parrish crashing, but Caldwell Jones comes away with it. Third rebound for CJ. Cheeks pushed off by Tiny Archibald outside. Cheeks and Tiny had a pretty good battle going last night, Bob.
Yes, they did. Neither one of them had much success stopping the other from penetrating, frankly. And this is what they both must concentrate on, because these are the kids, as we said, that set the tempo, especially on the break. They've got to find each other early. Bird
tips it out. Yes, it was, as Jay was coming in on the follow.
Intelligent play by Larry Bird there. Almost got the break started a little.
Larry Bird from on top, his first hoop of the night. Bird averaging 25.4 points per game in playoff action, pulling down over 12 rebounds a contest. And the Celtics on top 5-0.
Really measured that one, too.
Cheeks from outside. Won't go. Philly not hitting anything. Bird almost loses it to Maxwell in the lane, and in.
Whoa!
And he's fouled. The pass from Larry Bird, and we'd like to see it again.
Fine movement from that weak side. Watch Maxwell come through the middle here. Bird lets one cutter go through. That opens up the middle for Maxwell, who follows Archibald. And beautiful execution.
Timeout on the floor, 8:55 to go first quarter. Celtics lead at 7-0. We'll be back right after this. Well, Bob Cousy back with you. Before we went to that commercial break, Caldwell Jones committed the foul. Maxwell will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. Maxwell 84% from the charity stripe in playoff competition. And that time Bird with a fine pass inside traffic, Bob.
Well, he let the area clear, which, you know, that sounds like it's easy to do, but it's not. In other words, he let the first cutter go through, who took the defense with him, opened up the middle, and Max alertly followed the cutter through there, and that's what really set the play up. Bird just let it develop.
8-0. Celtics on top. 3 team fouls on Philadelphia now.
Cheeks looking in. They're still trying to go inside to Dawkins. Parrish is still doing a good job on the overplay.
Hollins wide open, and he rarely misses that shot, as we mentioned. Lionel Hollins with the open shot. 8-2. First 2 points for Philadelphia tonight. Bird with the overplay on Jones, and that opened up the Hollins move. Ford in the corner, and he runs right into Hollins. No call. Max gets it back to Chris. In and out. Dawkins the rebound. Here comes Cheeks.
I think Dal Garrettson's going to let the boys play. A lot of contact there. Cheeks allowed to get too low before he was picked up. This is what I was saying a moment ago. Tiny has to find him early, and he has to find Tiny early. They can't let him penetrate easily or get
steal
low.
By Irving. Bad pass by Bird that time. Bounce pass to Cheeks. Foul on Larry Bird. You know, Mo Cheeks will go to the line.
On that Dr. J interception, we'll take a look at it here. Well, now here's the continuation of that play. Off to J steal. Bird tried to get it into Max. With the kind of speed and quickness that guys like Dr. J, Cheeks, Hollins have, you've got to try to start your offense as low as possible, especially if you're going inside with the pass, to make it as short a pass as possible, because this neutralizes their speed and quickness. The longer the pass, you know, the better shot they've got, as we've just seen Jay do, at stealing the ball.
8-5. Celtics scored the first 8. Sixers have scored the last 5. Tiny scoops it in. No call. Parrish is there. Won't go, and Irving the rebound. Stripped loose by Maxwell. Dawkins on the floor. Tiny ties him up. Way to go, big guy. Whoop.
Tiny hit the floor again with pretty good impact there that last time through.
Bob, give me a quick analysis on this jump ball, will you?
Well, it's going to go left, and I think the guy in the red shirt is probably going to get the tip, unless Tiny shows us something he hasn't. Did go left. That's where he had the 2 Philadelphia guys together.
Cheeks with it now. 7:25 to go first quarter. 8-5. Celtics on top. Cheeks isolated in the corner. Going low to Dawkins on a baseline. They'll stick that thing out there like a little pea. He'll take the turnaround, and And hits.
Pretty good move. Pretty good move. He wanted to go in. Parrish had the defensive position established, so he went out for the fall-away jumper.
Max works inside and hits. Maxwell takes it right in on Jay.
Again, a lot of contact there. The officials are going to let him play, so we can look for another physical game tonight.
Dawkins once again, he'll take the turnaround. Short that time, and Maxwell comes away with it. Maxwell with 3 rebounds now will bring it down himself, takes the lane, off to Parrish, who get it back on top to T, who drives the middle, blocked by Irving, could have been goaltending, wasn't. Second block by Jay. Tiny's got it again, and now they blow the whistle. Garrettson with the call underneath. Foul is going to be on Mo Cheeks.
Tiny's upset. He wanted the goaltending. I think we can take a peek at it. There's Bird faking the outside shot. He's going to find Tiny in the corner here eventually. Well, that was the foul. That wasn't the
Bird with the shot and hits. Larry Bird was a couple of hoops now. 12-7. Irving, bad miss that time. Ball loose on the floor. Larry has it.
Got a man down.
Deep. Irving deflects it. Good job by Jay to save the ball that time.
It's a shame Max couldn't whistle that time, because it took Larry a second to look down floor and spot that he had a man open. And that was enough for Jay to get back in position with his great speed.
Pretty good spiral, though, by Birdie.
Ooh, the long, hard one.
Forward from the corner, 2-pointer won't connect, and Caldwell Jones with the rebound. Caldwell pulling down almost 10 rebounds per game in these playoffs. Hollins inside with the basket. It counts, and the foul on Robert Parrish.
That's good move there by Hollins. He used Parrish really to run Chris Ford off. Watch, Chris is in pretty good position here. He used Parrish to rub Ford off, and then the big guy wasn't able to get to the shot.
Hollins, 76% free throw shooter, and he has 5 points. 5:51 to go first quarter. Irving has yet to score. 12-10. Celts up by 2. They got off to an 8-0 lead. Whistle out top, and foul's going to be on Cheeks, Bob, but he's complaining that Parrish moved the pick into him.
Well, once you set the pick, obviously you've got to hold it. You can't put out a tail or a hip or an elbow or anything else. The Celtics like to run this play, and they like to set it up low. Well, he kind of leaned a little. Cheeks has been going over the top, and that's the way you've got to play that. You can't let Tiny get behind that pick and give him a head start one way or the other. So Cheeks is playing it correctly.
Andrew Toney has checked into the game for Mo Cheeks. Celtics in the penalty situation. Archibald at the line shooting 78% in these playoffs. So Andrew Toney, who was the main man last night for the Philadelphia 76ers off the bench, is into the game for Mo Cheeks as Tiny hits them both. 14-10. Toney, the rookie.
Well, he's got to be found early, and that's what Chris Ford is doing. I would think that Chris is going to try to force him to the middle.
And Garrettson with the call. Foul going to be on Ford, his first.
That'll be the 4th team foul. For obvious reasons, I think he needs help on this kid. He's explosive, and he's got that quick first step. I think you'd want to overplay him a half a man to the outside, try to force a middle, hit him with a quick double team, and try to force a bad pass. He is a careless passer.
Tiny on Lionel Hollins now. Back to Andrew Toney. He's not afraid to put it up from the 3-point line. Cunningham looking for the foul. Toney's doing it by himself. Scoops it off the Dawkins lookout. Well, that was a Chocolate Thunder Super Deluxe. That's the first one we've seen from Darryl in this series.
I'll tell you, he fought the double team and got by 2 men. Finally got it in there where the area was open.
Well, this is the thing he was doing last night, Bob. He was making the penetration, dishing it off with a good shot, which impressed me considerably. Bird with 3 on the shot clock, blocked by Caldwell Jones, and Larry's knocked into the camera crew. And they're going to call the foul on CJ.
Pretty good spill there by Bird after the rejection. Take a look. He takes it in the middle well, uses his body, and leans into Caldwell. But the the contact and the foul caused Bird to take a pretty good spill. Bobby Jones checks in for the first time. Jones and Tony were the two guys who did the damage off the bench. The Philadelphia bench last night outscored the Boston bench 44-16. And obviously that can't,
no, it can't.
Or should not happen tonight.
Bird shooting 96% in the playoffs from the penalty stripe, and he drops them both. Larry with 6 points. And it's 16-12. Celtics on top by 4 with 4:55 to go.
Ford picking up early. Dawkins sets the pick.
Watch that. Darrell did that to Chris several times last year, I remember, in the playoffs. And there's a little shove in with the shoulder. No call. He misses it. Jay and Max going at it, and Max gets it. Celtics got an opportunity to break here. Max brings it down to Bird. The pass it in. Patented Larry Bird.
Beautiful delay and anticipation by Bird on that pass. Here it is. Max takes it out of the pack, finds Bird. Bird gave it a 1 count and let Max get back in. Beautiful job.
In the meantime, an offensive foul on Andrew Toney. And that brings the crowd to life. 18-12. Celtics on top by 6.
Well, I know my prediction on that kid didn't look good last night, but let me tell you, I think he's going to blow a couple and help the Celtics before we're through here in this series. I think the series are going to go 7. I still say Boston's going to win it in 7, and I think Andrew Toney's going to give us a couple of games.
Foul inside on Dawkins here,
Dawkins
Bob.
is going to reach out. Tiny brings it into him, shows it, and Dawkins took the bait.
3 for 2. Archibald at the line.
Tony, I think Cunningham is locked in now after that game he played yesterday, which was an exceptional one. I think Billy Cunningham is going to have to use him, and I think eventually in this series that's going to become a plus for the Celtics.
Caldwell Jones checks in. Dawkins comes out. 8 fouls, Bob, already on Philadelphia in this first quarter with 4:14 to go.
I would have thought it might have been the other way around. I figured the Celtics were expected and did come out with great intensity and have dug in pretty well on the D, but they've done it without fouling.
20-12. Celtics have got that 8-point lead back. They got off to an 8-0 start in this ball game. Less than 4 to go. 7 on the shot clock as Jay gets it to Hollins. Inside to Jay. Partial block by Parrish.
Good intimidation by Parrish. Forces an air ball off Jay.
Tiny, he's got the middle. He'll pull up at the foul line. Won't fall. Maxwell underneath, blocked by Irving, and here comes Andrew Toney.
Some kind of defensive play by
Toney to Hollins underneath, back to Jay. Whoa, jam it, Jay. Woo.
Well, I'll tell you.
First hoop for Dr. J.
But it was a loud one, and he deserved it because he made an outstanding defensive play on the other end off the Maxwell offensive board. It looked like a layup until Jay got up there and just swatted it away and then finished it with that thunderous dunk on the other
7
end.
on the shot clock as Bird hits. Larry now with 8 first quarter points, and last night, Bob, he had 10 first quarter points.
But he was forcing the offense. I think it really disrupted his outside shooting, disrupted the continuity of the half-court offense for the Celtics. I think eventually it hurt them a bit.
Foul is on Chris Ford, and the 76ers now in the penalty. Steve Mix checks into the game, and out comes Julius Irving. And let's take a look at that last foul. Ford on Toney.
There's again, Chris looks like he's forcing a middle. There's Parrish waiting to help out. If you hit him with the quick double team, but it has to be immediate and it has to be intense. He is reluctant to find the free man. You'll see him fight the double team constantly, and he's a careless passer under pressure, but you've got to put that kind of pressure on him. That's what they did not do last night.
Toney drops them both. 2:56 to go. 22-16. Hollins picks up Archibald. BJ on Larry. Caldwell Jones on Parrish. Bird has got the wide open 20-footer and hits. Larry Bird with 10 first quarter points has hit all 4 of his field goals, Bob.
See, that's what I mean by, as opposed to forcing it a little from the outside last night and taking it off the flow, which he normally does. Tonight, that shot was there. He took it. The last outside shot was open, and he took it. He didn't have to look for a shot.
Maxwell.
Got a man
Bird
on front.
Got Max deep. Incomplete. And Maxwell runs up the tunnel to the locker room.
Go on back, Max. It's not halftime. God bless it.
He's just going for a Coke. Top floor, 2:20 to go first quarter. Celtics lead at 24-16, and we'll be back right after this. Schwab, Bob Cousy with you at the Boston Garden as the Celtic front court has outscored the Sixer front court 18-6 so far, Bob. And the Celtics with an 8-point lead. Let's take a look at Daryl Dawkins, and he's got a name for all of these.
Well, whatever he names them, none of them are timid, I'll tell you. And that's a
that's not like
good example of
flowering blossom, or what is it, Paul Westhead?
I'll tell you, he has restrained himself a bit, though. It cost him a little money last year when he shot at that backboard. And
not a raindrop trickling down a bamboo shoot.
No, you're right. No. Absolutely not. Nothing Darryl does on a basketball floor.
Tony lifted his foot up there. No call. Bird knocks it out, and it'll be Philadelphia basketball.
Both teams continue to do a good job fronting the inside men. They've gotten occasional baskets in low, but
Tony with a miss.
Man out front again.
Got Parrish and Ford, but Tiny will take it up, set things up offensively with 1:58 to go, first quarter. Bird has got the lane, has to find somebody. He gets it off the glass to Parrish. Looked like a pinball machine that time.
Somebody grabbed it. It happened so quickly that it caught most of the players by surprise, except Big Rabbit was there with the quick hands.
BJ with the left hand. Nice move that time. The pass from Tony. Jeez, he changed hands quickly with the ball, didn't he?
Jones is tough. He does everything well on the basketball floor.
26-18. 1:20 to go in the quarter. Tiny to Parrish, sandwiched there by Hollins. T takes the lane off the glass, won't go. Caldwell Jones with his 5th rebound. Hollins from Tony, won't go. Missed the gimme that time. 6 rebounds for Bird. A prayer almost went by Archibald to foul on Andrew Tony.
That's good thinking by Tiny. He felt the contact, but he heard the whistle. He wasn't ready to shoot, but watch him squeeze this one out in a hurry. He's going to fake right, go left. He prefers to go left. He gets the contact, shuffles it off, which will hopefully produce 3 for 2.
Rick Roby checks in, and Robert Parrish will come out, and Clint Richardson comes into the game for the 76ers. And Hollins will check out. Archibald drops the first one in. Celtics are 8 of 9 from the free throw line, make it 9 of 10 now.
Well, if they'd been able to transfer that to last night's shooting stats on the line, why, I think they'd have had themselves a 1-0 lead instead of being down 1.
Well, they shot well in the first half from the free throw line. The second half is what did them in. 28-18, 10-point lead, biggest lead. Lob pass inside off the glass. Well, that's offense by accident, as you like to say it, Bob.
Well, not only that, but Bobby Jones saved a bad pass early because it was well above its target, but he went and chased it down.
Oh, what a pick by Roby. Tiny hits. Roby likes setting picks, doesn't he?
That's the shot Tiny's got to hit to really make him effective. We're all well aware of his penetrating ability, but if he stands out there 17, 18 feet and pops a few of those in, he becomes impossible to stop.
Tony driving the lane, whistle outside. It's going to be on Chris Ford. That's going to be 3 on Chris.
Well, yes, you've got to feel for Chris a little bit. You know, he's working hard on him. He's moving his feet. The kid has outstanding ability, good change of pace. He's explosive when he takes that first step, finally takes it to the basket. So you really, when they isolate him the way they did on top, there isn't a great deal that you can do other than foul him.
He hit 9 of 10 free throws last night, Bob.
And obviously the 2 big ones at the end there, which
and he's hit 4 tonight. Full court pressure, 19 seconds to go.
A lot of poise for a rookie.
Bird to Maxwell. 14 on the clock in the first quarter.
Oh,
Maxwell throws it away. 3rd turnover for the Celtics.
Boy,
Philadelphia will have it with 10 seconds to go.
They handled a 2-1-2 full court zone pressure that Philly had laid on him easily and got it down floor, found the open man, but Max let the sky ball go.
Roby the rebound, knocked loose, and the buzzer to end the first quarter of play. With the score, the Celtics 30 and the 76ers 22. We'll be back to the Boston Garden right after this. First quarter, Celtics lead at 30-22. Celtics shot 48% from the floor. Philadelphia but 35. Celts 91% at the charity stripe. Philadelphia 86%. 17-9 the rebound difference, Bob, in favor of the Celtics.
Well,
5 on the offensive board, and Maxwell with 7 rebounds in that first quarter.
Clint Richardson in now for the 76ers.
Yeah.
And
ML Carr checks in for the Celtics.
I think this is the quarter that's going to be most indicative, because Philadelphia, I'm sure, realized that Boston had 24 hours to get good and upset over that loss last night. Billy Cunningham told them, hey, they're going to come out with fire in their eyes. Just withstand the initial onslaught. Hang in there. Don't fall too far behind. And we'll go to work the last 3 quarters. So if the Celts can duplicate the performance here in the second quarter, I think they'll have gone a long way towards taking this one home.
Carr in there now. Gets it low to Maxwell. Mix on him. Max having a hard time handling it. 2 on the shot clock. 3-point land. Won't go. And Clint Richardson the rebound. Roby and Dawkins going at it. And Garrettson says, cool it, guys.
Richardson also a pretty good penetrator. So Tiny got to be careful.
ML Carr on Andrew Toney with Archibald on Richardson. Bird on Bobby Jones. He'll take the shot and hits it. BJ with 6 points.
Jones so seldom shoots, really, that he catches you by surprise every time he puts it up there. And his shot selection, as we pointed out, is excellent.
Whistle
Mix
underneath. Foul's going to be on Steve Mix.
A lot of potential trouble spots out here at the moment in terms of individual matchups. We might keep an eye on Mix, who's a very physical player, and Max trying to keep him from getting the inside position. Roby, Dawkins, and I'll tell you, watch ML and Toney go at it a little bit.
Yeah, they have been known to mix it up just a bit. Bird with the running right-hander, and in!
Whoa.
Larry Bird.
Not too bad a move there.
No, it's fairly nice. Not too difficult a shot, huh, Bob? Going to your left and throwing it back with your right. Toney inside it hits. Not a bad effort right there by Andrew Toney.
That was a good move. Kind of leaned in, and ML Carr should give Toney all he can handle, but he got
Carr's taking it in the lane, puts it up. Toney the rebound. Philly now with a 3-on-2. Toney to Richardson. Broken up by Maxwell. They hit the deck. Loose ball still rolling around, and ML gets it. Long pass to Larry, to Tiny. And in. High off the glass by Tiny Archibald.
Good timing again on that pass by Larry Bird to Tiny. He knew Jones was in hot pursuit, and as you saw, Tiny just barely got it away before Bobby Jones got in there.
4 assists for Larry Bird so far, and both Tiny and LB with 12 points apiece.
And all pretty spectacular passes, too.
6 on the shot clock. Now it's down to 3. Toney, 2-pointer, won't go. Bobby Jones the rebound. Toney is a rookie like Kevin McHale, not afraid to put it up. And they both want the basketball.
But again, you know, this is what can hurt you.
Mix inside and hits.
Good job there. Good pass by Dawkins. Let him away from the pressure and into the basket. Mix used his body effectively against Maxwell.
Bird to Maxwell underneath. Won't go. Mix the rebound. Nice pass by Larry Bird.
Max rushed it just a bit.
34-28. Richardson baseline to Bobby Jones, wide open from 12, in and out. Mix a good little push off that time. Richardson underneath, blocked by Bird. Mix, no call. Maxwell gets it. Long pass to Bird. Foul's going to be on Andrew Toney.
I tell you, it's getting physical under the boards. Roby, there's a technical foul being called on Mix, I guess. McHale coming into the game, which is a good substitution as the end of the Bird play. I tell you, he could have got hurt on that.
Yes.
He went up high for the pass and kind of got blindsided. Didn't have a chance to get his balance. Tiny will be shooting the technical. I believe it was on Mix.
That foul was on Toney.
Awfully physical.
3 fouls on Andrew Toney now. Couple team fouls on Philadelphia.
Roby's going to have to start throwing his weight around on that defensive board a bit, because Mix and Dawkins are going to give you all the muscle you can handle.
Good pick there. Tiny misses the shot, tipped outside. Bobby Jones comes up with it. To Richardson, deflected by McHale. Toney puts it up, and it drops in. Quick on the trigger.
Yeah.
He's one of the leading scorers in the nation last year. 35-30, Celts on top.
We said that object of the drill last night was to not let any 76er really go wild, keeping their average. They did this with Jay. Tony averaged about 15 during the year, and he got 26. So.
Here comes Tony, and in. Andrew Tony.
Good job there.
He has 6 second-quarter points, and it's 35-32. The Celtics want a timeout. Timeout with 8:12 to go. First half, Celtics lead at 35-32. We'll be back to the Boston Garden right after this. 35-32, a 3-point Celtic lead. They've led by as many as 10 in this game. Maurice Cheeks checks back in, and Tony comes out with 3 fouls. And just in the nick of time, the youngster was warming it up.
Defense on the part of both teams. Half-court trap by Philadelphia, and Kevin is a little bit tentative, McHale, on finding that free man.
Zone defense call.
Yeah, they're calling the zone. They were in it right along. They were trapping at half court. Yeah, the 3 men in back were playing zone, as we all know by now. You cannot guard an area of the floor. You can put 5 people defensively on 1 man with the ball, but they must be guarding someone. If you're guarding an area of the floor, which is evidently what the call was on Dawkins, it's a violation, and a warning is no longer needed. They used to be, they'd have to warn the team and call it the second time around.
McHale low, the turnaround. He had some contact when he gets to the fall.
Nice play.
Kevin's he's very vocal, and he's very demonstrative when he feels that he's been wronged. Whistle underneath, call. Foul's going to be on McHale. I saw Kevin coming in the arena tonight. He says, "Did it look like I was fouling on those replays last night?" I said, "Kevin, you never foul. It's just a figment of the officials' imagination."
That kid's really got it together, doesn't he? For
Jones inside,
boy,
great
nice
move.
Play. Good movement again without the ball. So important for an effective offensive man. Not so much what you do with the ball, but what you do without it. And Jones is perpetual motion out there. That's why he's so difficult to guard.
38-34, Bird from way outside and hits. Larry Bird with 14 points, and it's 40-34. He has hit 6 of 7 tonight from the floor. Offensive foul called by Lee Jones. It's going to be on Daryl Dawkins, and that is 3 on Dawkins, Bob.
Well, that'll help the cause a little bit, because Dawkins sets a mighty pick out there. That time he set it and moved 2 men out of the play. They call the foul. But as I said last night, I think this kid Caldwell Jones gives them a little more effective lineup when Bobby Jones and Dr. J are in there with Hollins and Cheeks. I think that's their strongest team. So,
well, Dawkins comes out, and a technical on Billy Cunningham as he was jarring with Darryl Garrettson that whole time, disputing the call on the foul with Daryl Dawkins. And Darryl says, "I'm going to give you one more chance, Billy." And Billy got it, and that is 3 technicals so far tonight on the 76ers, and Tiny will go to the line. He has been absolutely perfect so far. Archibald 8 of 8 from the charity stripe. Make it 9-9. And Tiny tonight with 15 points. So it is now Cheeks, Richardson, Irving, Caldwell Jones, and Nix. Parrish is in for Roby. Archibald, Carr, Bird, and McHale. 41-34.
Sure, the boys are giving it a little more concentration in that line tonight after the 60% last night, which, as we said, literally cost them the game.
Bird, the baseline. Off the glass. What a shot right there by Larry Bird.
Oh, is that tough? Is that a tough
points?
Move? Very difficult move there. A little off balance, just held it over his head and gave it the wrist job.
Cheeks to Richardson. Great penetration that time by Cheeks in the baseline.
That's a nice play.
43-36, 6.5 to go. First half. Parrish on top. They'd like to isolate McHale down low against Nix. Tiny moving off the pick. Off the rim, Cheeks has it. Mo will push it up, but he'll wait. Yeah.
Got to stop that ball as quickly as you can. Delay the penetration. Let the defense get back.
Nix underneath. Nice play there. The pass from Dr. J. Nix with 4 points.
Every time they open up a little daylight, they relax on defense, and Philadelphia roars back. They've got that kind of ability and explosive offensive play.
McHale second hoop.
That's what they'd like to get, as you said a moment ago. McHale low on Nix probably will turn over a foul or a pretty good shot for Kevin.
Philadelphia 76ers would like a timeout with 5:47 to go first half. Celtics lead at 45-38. We'll be back to the Boston Garden right after this. In his first half, 45-38, a 7-point Celtic lead, and Gerald Henderson will check into the game now for the Celtics, and Earl Cureton is checked into the game for Philadelphia. And we heard from the Philadelphia folks that Billy Cunningham would go deep on his bench tonight, and we'll probably see some people that haven't played too much during the playoffs.
Cureton hasn't seen a great deal of playing time this year, backing up Dowell. He's a junior eligible third round choice. Pretty good leap and rebound out of the University of Detroit.
Isolate Jay on McHale. Puts it in, and it counts.
I'll tell you, psychologically, that's a big hoop for Jay to get. And I wouldn't be surprised if he asked for that opportunity, because as we pointed out, McHale did a pretty good job defensively on Jay last night.
Only the second hoop for Jay.
And I think Jay wanted to take it to him early and see what he could accomplish.
75% free throw shooter in the playoff. And Bob, the Celtic starters have scored 41 points. Philadelphia starters, but 16 so far in this game. Jay with 5 points now. Tiny Archibald getting a rest. Carr taking it inside. Off the glass and in by M.L. Carr.
Pretty good move there, because Cheeks had the good position. Still was able to knock it down.
Jay scoops it to Cureton. Steal by Carr. He's got Henderson. 2-on-1 to Gerald. Won't go. McHale to follow it in.
Beautiful. Gerald got a little careless with that layup, but McHale saved him. Nice job. Good pursuit. Not many big men are going to bust 94 feet when the guard has got to step on the field, and they figure it's a wasted choice.
Jay, the fall away, won't go. Bird tips it outside. Loose ball foul is going to be on Caldwell Jones. And on CJ, that is 3. So now you've got Dawkins with 3, Caldwell Jones with 3, and Andrew Toney with 3 fouls with 4:42 to go in the first half.
3 technicals called. So here it is. Carr brings it down, just flicks it over. Watch Gerald. Actually, the defensive man got in there and got a hand on it, too. He got it up high, which is normally where you want it, but you also want to protect it a bit.
Bob, now they bring in Bobby Jones, and they take out Caldwell, so they put Cureton in the middle at center. He played a little center in the series against Milwaukee and didn't do too bad a job. Parrish slams it home, and for Robert Parrish, only his second hoop of the night, just 5 points.
Well, little luck involved there. The ball finally got through the massive arms, and Robert Parrish was able to come up with it.
Blocked from behind, but they're going to call the foul on M.L. Carr. Foul will be on M.L.
Aggressive play by M.L. there from behind. Here's Cheeks bringing it down. Again, nice change of direction, but Henderson, with a good defensive position, could have drawn a foul there. M.L. comes over the top.
On the season, Cureton just a 51% free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's basically...
And there you see why.
A shot blocker and a rebounder.
That's not the way I put him up, Coach.
Old stone fingers, huh? Well, that's a little better. He got it in the air, but the result is the same. He got it over the rim that second time around.
8 rebounds for Bird. 51-41, 10-point lead, biggest lead tonight. Hey, Larry Bird.
Did he lay a fake on Jay that time?
18 points for the Birdman. He is 8 of 9 from the field.
Bird is doing it.
Biggest lead of the night.
He did it pretty well last night, too.
Yes, he did. 10 on the shot clock. Cheeks isolating on Henderson. Parrish the rebound. Releases to Carr. Celtics have a 5-on-2. ML and in.
What a move. What a move by ML Carr.
Celtics have run off 10 straight points, and they take a 55-41 lead. And they want a 20-second timeout. And here we go with ML Carr.
Take a peek. He's going to fake it in the middle. You saw him look Cheeks off, decide to take it in strong himself. Great move to the basket.
Philadelphia has taken a 20-second timeout, and the Celtics have their biggest lead of the night, 55-41. 14 points on top with 3:26 to go, and they have run off 10 straight here, Bob. I'll tell you what, without Caldwell or without Darrell in there, Sixers hurting just a little bit with Cureton in the middle.
Hollins was looking for the pass back to the middle. This is classic. You always want the ball in the middle on a fast break. In this case, it helped open up the lane for ML because by looking at Bird, Hollins cheated a little bit towards Bird, anticipating the pass, and then ML just turned it on, and the lane was open at that point. Good job.
Lionel Hollins back in there for Philadelphia. Henderson and Cheeks matching up.
Celtic defense has picked up. Good overplay. They want to give Cureton as much pressure as possible to try to force turnover. Man out front.
Carr doesn't see him. He'll hold it up. Just over 3 minutes to go, first half. Jay is 2 of 7 from the floor tonight. Henderson had Bird underneath but didn't see him. Now he goes to Parrish. Should be able to work on Cureton. 8 on the shot clock.
They want to go low.
ML will take it from 20. In and out. Parrish right there and in. That is a monumental mismatch right now.
Absolutely. I'm surprised that Cunningham is gambling this long, despite the foul situation, because this game, if the Celtics concentrate on Parrish in the next 2 minutes, can get it completely away from them in that period of time.
Carr the rebound off the Cureton miss. Celtics lead it by 16. Bird wants it.
Oh, wow!
Won't go. Parrish there.
Lee Jones, the outside
official. They're going to call goaltending. Credit the basket to Larry Bird.
Take a peek. Fine pass by Henderson. Really stretches Bird about as high as he can go. Bird knows that he doesn't have time to come down with the ball. Well,
Cureton.
Was it Cureton? Looked like it could have been McHale. In any event, it's a hope for Boston.
We'll keep it right here. 59-41. Celtics have really run off a streak right now with 2:23 to go. We'll get the official scoring on it if it was credited to Bird, but Cureton with the interference. McHale was following it in, Bob.
Yes, he was. On a replay, it appeared that McHale was up there with Cureton. Here it is. Yeah, it was Cureton with the right hand. Okay. Good break by the Celts. Again, taking advantage of the foul situation that Philadelphia finds itself in. 3 men with 3. Caldwell, Jones, and Darrell Dawkins forcing Cunningham to get him out of there. And that complemented by the Celtic defense. A couple of good, strong, fast break baskets, and going into Parrish has opened us little daylight here.
Well, they've run off 14 straight points, Bob. Credit the basket to Larry Bird. He now has 20 points on the night.
What did he have
He has
last
hit
night?
9 of 10. 21 at halftime last night. 35 on the night. Bird is 9 of 10 from the floor. He has 8 rebounds and 4 assists. And he is putting on one of his patented displays of basketball prowess. Just doing it all. And Caldwell Jones will check back into the game now. And
well, none too soon, I would say.
Maybe a monumental mismatch was an understatement.
Because those 3 minutes might have put the game completely out of Philadelphia's reach.
They call him Earl the Twirl Cureton. I guess it would have been Earl the Whirl for as many times as he was turned around in circles out there tonight. Foul over on the side on Henderson.
Again, you can see the right-hand overplay. He's trying to force Tony middle. Tony's a little stubborn. He wants to continue.
Blocked by Perry. McHale keeps it alive, and Bird has it. Finds Henderson, the lead pass. Tip back, and Bobby Jones comes up with it.
Almost a great play by Henderson.
We have got some exciting action right now. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Tony in the lane, puts up the shot and hits. Well, he can get a shot off, Bob. He sticks that thing back behind his head. Long pass to Parrish and in.
Beautiful. That's the first breakaway hoop they've gotten. Parrish, as we said, has been doing this to opposing centers all season long. That's the first time Philadelphia's been making the transition extremely well.
Tony the miss, Bird the rebound. 61-43. Bird with 10 boards on the night. Cross court to Carr. They want McHale posting up on Mix. 10 on the shot clock. Bobby Jones going for the steal. 7 on the shot clock. Carr loses the ball. Mix to Hollins, and it'll be an easy 2.
ML's a little tired. He's a little careless with that ball there. Minute and 4 left.
61-45. Bill Fitch calls out play number 4 for the Celtics. I guess that's Henderson making a whirling dervish move in the middle.
I think that was improvisation time.
Tony to Hollins, who holds up, takes the shot now and hits. Lionel Hollins with the hoop, and he has 9 points. 63-47, 27 seconds to go. Second quarter. Bird, the scooper, he hits it, he's fouled. Foul is on Steve Mix, the basket to Larry Bird. He has 22 points.
Is Bird putting on a show tonight? Take a look. A long extension. Good fake. Gets Jones up in the air. Mix moves in to help. He gives it a scoop job with that long reach of his. Enables him to maintain control of that ball on what amounts to an extremely difficult shot.
Question is, did he want a sugar cone with that? Big scoop, huh? Hits the free throw. First free throw of the quarter for Larry. He went to the line twice in the first period. He now has 23 points, and it's 66-47. Sixers will go for the final shot with 11 seconds on the clock.
There's not much point in going for the final shot when you're 19 points down, I got to tell you.
Mix gets it with 2 on the clock, misses it, and that'll end the first half of play for the Boston Garden.
And a good half it was for the Celtics, certainly, as the score would indicate. But a good tight half, not many balls thrown away, complete domination of the board, good intense defense. And that earned them a 19-point lead at halftime.
The Celtics lead the 76ers 66-47, and we'll be back with our halftime right after this. With Bob Cousy back with you at halftime. Bob, in that first half, a couple of things that I did notice about the Philadelphia basketball team is then compared to last night's game, where they came out rather sluggish at the beginning and then turned it on. I'm sure they felt that they had maybe enough momentum off that Milwaukee series and enough going for them that they could give it their best shot last night. A loss for them last night would have been demoralizing as hard as they played. Tonight, down by 19 at the half here. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the beginning of this third quarter, how they come out. If they don't come out charged up, I got to feel that Billy Cunningham's just going to go to the subs and give the guys a good rest.
No, the point is well taken. Two things to watch for. One is, is Philly going to come out with the kind of intensity that you're referring to that's going to be needed to try to cut into this 19-point lead quickly? The other thing to watch from the Celtics standpoint is the first 2 or 3 hoops could be very critical in terms of deciding, that question. If the Celtics get the first couple and get it up to 21 or 22, they might be able to coast in here in the second half, because I think it could be the crusher as far as Philadelphia is concerned. On the other hand, if Philly gets the first 2 or 3 hoops without retaliation, why, that might give them the spark to, to figure, hey, maybe we can get back into this ball game. Obviously, they're an explosive team. We have seen leads seesaw constantly during the year and in the playoffs. We saw Philadelphia blow a 17-point lead Sunday to Milwaukee in the end of the third quarter. So very quickly, as a matter of fact, in a space of about 6 minutes. So,
but that was the 7th game of a series, and
well, no, I hear what you're saying, and I agree. I think it's very possible that they're happy to come out of here with 1 win. This is what they, what most teams figure. When you've got 2 home games back-to-back, come in and grab 1, and that neutralizes the home court advantage. They've already accomplished that. So being 19 down, let's hope that they throw in the towel early, but let's not count on it.
Foul situation is thus: Caldwell Jones, Daryl Dawkins, and Andrew Toney with 3 apiece. Chris Ford with 3 for the Celtics. 8 on the shot clock. Ford with a little double team on him. It's down to 5. Now to 4. It's outside. Celtics won't get it off, as they just throw up and off the rim by Archibald.
I'll tell you, that's a good, intelligent play by Tiny. Realized he had to release the ball before the clock expired, and they still would have had an opportunity there. He did hit the rim. The Celtics could have come up with a new 10.
If anybody's got to throw up a prayer, I'd like it to be Tiny, because a lot of them fall for him.
That's a little past his range, though.
The hook by Jones won't go. Tipped around, and the Celtics control it. Maxwell the rebound. He'll get it to Archibald. Cheeks right there in his face. He'll take it back outside. Bird 10 of 12 in that first half. Parrish, the baseline jumper, in and out. Mo Cheeks comes away.
Stop the ball, Tiny. Stop the ball.
Hollins loses control. Blocked by Parrish.
Good job. He wants to trap, but he didn't get it. Parrish got it in the air.
Over the back by Chris Ford, and it'll be Philadelphia basketball.
Celtics a little tentative in the opening going. We've just said how important the first hoop or two is. Go inside for it or get it on the break. But look for the good one. Try to break it open quickly here. Cheeks looking for the opening.
Over the back, Robert Parrish, pass intended for Daryl Dawkins. And on Parrish, that will be his second foul. Robert Parrish became a very rich man about a month ago.
Well, I'll tell you, whatever he got today's terms, he deserved it as far as his performance this year is concerned. As we said, he was the most dominant big man in the game, and that includes some pretty good ones like Jabbar.
Bird won't go. Dawkins a rebound.
Well, we talked about the first couple of hoops. Neither team wants
Blocked
to
by
get
Tiny. Hollins gets it inside to Caldwell. Blocked by Parrish. And they're going to call goaltending. Credit the hoop to Caldwell Jones.
Well, that's a shame because it didn't look like it was going to get steal. Let's take a look. You can't, it's out of the picture, but it didn't appear that it was going to touch anything.
66-49, 9:55, and a rather sluggish start to this third quarter. 7 on the shot clock. Bird with the turnaround shot. Hits! Bird with 25.
11 for 13 from the field.
Celtics starters have outscored Philadelphia 56-21. You can't depend on your bench for all of your firepower, that's for sure. Tipped away, Maxwell has it. Jay is down, Hollins behind, puts it up, and wow! Basket counts, fouls on Lionel Hollins.
Had to fight off a couple of red shirts to do it, but he maintained control. I take back everything I've ever said about you, Max, with that ball. He did it here. Watch, Jay's on his left side. Hollins comes in from the right.
You know what he looked like? He looked like a hockey player taking a puck down the ice, you know, and trying to fight off the defenders.
I'll tell you.
Maxwell, 84% from the line. Foul is on Hollins. Maxwell with his first point since the first quarter. And he completes the three-point play. Cedric with 10 points.
Max has got to be involved in the offense for
yes, he does.
To be at their best.
And Max won't really force it, though. You know, he really doesn't.
Well, he plays two integral part in the Celtic offense and Flo to be out of it for too long. He's so effective inside. Double on the ball by the Celts.
Caldwell Jones, tough hoop underneath that time. And CJ has got his first 4 points of the game. The last 2 buckets by the Philadelphia 76ers here in the third quarter. 71-51, 20-point Celtic lead. It didn't take them long to get big Mr. Dawkins out of there. And Bobby Jones and Caldwell switched around.
You know, we've talked about that earlier. That would be my counsel.
Bird from the corner. Hits!
Wow!
He is letting it flow. That is a raindrop cascading down a bamboo shoot right there, huh?
Nice soft one. There isn't a heck of a lot Bill Cunningham can tell him either to do to stop Bird. Just as there wasn't, it seemed, a great deal they could do to Celtics could do to stop Tony last night.
Timeout on the floor. 73-51 the score. 8:34 to go third quarter, and we'll be back right after this. Being the old stop and shop player again. There's the brain trust of the Celtics. Red Auerbach and Harry Mangurian. Bobby Jones, the baseline, blocked by Parrish. That is 10 blocks for Parrish in these 2 games. Big guy, baseline. Won't go. Tipped around, loose ball foul. And it's going to be on Chris Ford, and that is 4 on Chris.
Tony get a little too low. He needs a little more pressure. Although you've got to respect his speed and his ability with the ball.
Collins wide open. Missed that one.
Bird used his body well. They need to move Caldwell Jones out of the play.
Puts up the shot, and they're going to call the foul on Bobby Jones.
Jones moved in after Bird left. After Bird took the flight here. A little trouble getting control of the ball. Well,
almost got it to go down.
Well,
ML Carr will check in, and Chris Ford comes out. Each team with a couple of team fouls. 7:56 to go, third quarter. 73-51.
Well, the Celtics didn't get the first hoop of the quarter, but they've gotten 3 others, and will end up getting 7 points at this point if Bird makes the 2.
Larry with 28 points. Steve Mix checks in, and Dr. J comes out.
12 for 14 from the field and 4 for 4 from the line. That's not too shabby.
Got it again.
5 for 5.
As Jay checked out, it just crossed my mind that we talked earlier in the year about the fact that Jay's wife is expecting a child. And the last 2 times she expected, he won championships in the ABA. And Tony hits another one. And I trust Mrs. Irving is doing very, very well. Tiny off the glass and in. Woo. Tiny Archibald with 17.
Nice play. This is the juncture of the game, and you've got to pay particularly attention to Tony. When you've got yourself a nice lead, and the defense may let down just a bit.
Foul is on ML Carr.
Yep, this is when a kid like Tony can really get explosive.
Well, Bob,
nice move.
Remember the Sunday game, the final game here. This is exactly what Tony did. Celtics were up by 20 going in the fourth quarter, and he got him right back into it. Now, this is also something that Cunningham can do. He can bring in guys like Richardson, Mix, get the starters out of there, and maybe something can happen.
Well, psychologically, this is what occurs. You gear yourself up to stop those starters, the superstars of the league, and when the coach goes to his bench, you have the tendency to let down, and when you do, when a guy's got the kind of talent Tony has, he can hurt you quickly.
77-56, 9 on the shot clock. Parrish has a strip by Bobby Jones, back to Carr. 3 on the shot clock. 2, he takes the shot. Won't count. Won't count. 24-second clock had expired.
Good call by Lee Jones. Officials have worked themselves a pretty good game tonight, by the way, and what was an extremely physical first half. Rich is up, encouraging ML to dig in on Tony. I think he recognizes, you know, what we talked about a moment ago, that ML may be letting down just a bit.
3 fouls on ML now.
There it is. He's isn't as well balanced as he'd like to be here. Tony's laying a few moves on him.
Steal there. Parrish to Archibald behind the back. Hold up. He gets it to Larry. Oh, and Bobby Jones just knocked Archibald down. Bird misses it. Maxwell, the offensive board, blocked underneath by Mix. Parrish has it blocked. Parrish just stick his arm right down through the hole. The basket.
That was a Roto-Rooter job. Hey, a good defense on the part of Philadelphia. Rejected 3 attempts by the Celtics, all strong ones.
Blocked by Bird. 2 on to Maxwell. Here he comes. Carr on the wing. Max takes it up. Won't go. The whistle. Goaltending going to be called. The basket to Maxwell. Got the basket, Max.
He went down, but
somebody better tell him he got the hoop.
Thought he could have run that bounce pass through to ML, but anyway, decided to take it in himself, and he did get the hoop.
81-56. I guess it's safe to say the Celtics have shaken the cobwebs out.
Well,
6 on the shot clock. Whistle. 3-second violation on Caldwell Jones.
Again, the Celtic intensity is creating a lot of other breaks for them now. Jay comes back. So Cunningham hasn't thrown in the towel, certainly.
.5:53 to go, third quarter. 81-56. Maxwell posting low on Jay. Cross court to Tiny.
Well, he drew the double team. Looks for the free man.
6 on the shot clock. Parrish will put it up. Max got a piece of it, but Jay saves it. Clint Richardson down low and in. Nice move by Clint Richardson. This is a kid that started for him last year, Bob.
Well,
and is not too bad a player.
Started 14 games for them last year, and I agree with you completely. I wouldn't hesitate to go to him before Tony. I hate to keep getting on Tony's case. He can shoot it, but Richardson is stable and solid.
Timeout on the floor. 5:25 to go in the quarter. 81-58. Celts on top, and we're going to be back right after this. We had a promo, and I wanted to read it, but they just took it away. All right. 81-58. Celts on top. Third quarter statistics. Celtics shooting just 38%. Philadelphia 40%. And Celts out rebounding Philly 9-5. Parrish with 12 rebounds, and Bird also 12. And Parrish has 7 on the offensive end. Full court pressure, the midcourt pressure.
Half court tap. Tiny picks it up and gets it into the corner where the 2 free men were.
Stripped loose, but Parrish picks it up and puts it in. Parrish with 10 points.
As we said last night, there's not a lot of things that these two teams can do to each other. Jay with a fantastic move.
Jay with just 7 on the night.
Now, there's not too many things that these two clubs can show each other that they, haven't seen and aren't completely familiar with from watching the tapes and scouting reports. So, zone pressure.
Give Parrish 13 points now as he works baseline. 5 on the shot clock. Falling away and in.
Oh, wow.
Tough shot that time by Robert Parrish. Make it 15 points now for 0-0.
Good defense by Caldwell Jones.
Couldn't have played him any better.
Really forced Parrish into a tough shot, but he made it anyway.
Foul on ML Carr, and on Carr that is 4 fouls. So both Ford and Carr with 4. The majority of those picked up when they picked Cardi and Andrew Toney.
Well, any good one-on-one player, as I say, if the offense keys on him, is going to make it very difficult to guard, but also going to cause the man who's guarding him to pick up a lot of fouls.
Gerald Henderson checks in. ML Carr comes out. And Dawkins will check in, and Caldwell Jones comes out. As they'll try Henderson on Toney for a while.
Henderson with a little better foot speed should be able to force him at least where he wants to go, or keep him from going where he wants to go.
Celtics
a little more effectively.
Over the limit. Toney now with 18 points in the game.
As we said, generally with a guy like Toney, you want to force him where you can get the most help, and that normally is into the middle as opposed to letting him go baseline. This is where it broke down on that last play last night. They gave up the baseline, and they forced Maxwell to fire.
Bird, baseline will take it in, drops it off to Maxwell, and 2.
Good job. Good job. Bird floated through the air again on that one, and finally found Max before he came to the ground.
Deflected out of bounds by Henderson. It'll be Philadelphia basketball with 13 on the shot clock and an 87-62 Celtic lead with 3:55 to go in the quarter.
Celtics, by the way, maintain their defensive intensity here.
Lob to Jay.
Boy, let's take another look at that one.
Fouled.
Outstanding play by Dr. J. I tell you, he continues to show you something different and more spectacular every game. He's got extreme pressure from both the Celtics, Max and Henderson, pushing him out of the play, and yet he is still in midair, able to dunk the ball.
Foul on Maxwell, his first. It's Jay making like an acrobat. Misses the first, and he'll have the penalty. This guy can do things in the air that just seem to defy the laws of gravity, for a human being. I constantly amazed. He shows you something new every time.
One fine athlete, and he's got his head on his shoulder properly. Here's the trap again.
You're absolutely right there.
Alignment. Yeah, I know.
One of the fine people in the NBA.
He's a heck of a kid.
Tiny throws it away. High pass, and it'll be Philadelphia basketball. 87-65, 22-point lead with 3:43 left to go in the quarter. And Toney and Henderson starting to mix it up a little bit. And Cunningham letting Lee Jones have it. And Philly better watch out. He's
got one left.
Yeah. Is that like team fouls? You as a coach get to waste those technicals? Blocked by Parrish.
Good help there from that weak side.
Now they're going to stop play because they got to get the 24-second clock straightened out.
Now
the it was a block shot, all right? So the clock should not have reversed back to 24. Here it is.
You're going to see Parrish come over and give Max
they reset
all
it
the
there.
help he needs. Yeah, Darryl Garrettson alertly picked that up. They're trying to decide how many seconds should be left on a 24-second clock. Billy Cunningham looking on anxiously, although he's got to be pleased coming out of here with that first game victory.
As I said, that would have been it was a tough defeat for the Celtics, but it would have been demoralizing for the 76ers last night to have played that tough a game and been that close.
Well, they don't reset. They keep the 18 seconds.
Well, it was 22 when they stopped it. Jay in the easy one. So Jay has come alive now. He has 7 points in the quarter and 12 in the night. It is now a 20-point ball game. What do you think? Billy told him to get it down to about 14 to start the fourth quarter. Bird,
don't try to get
the
it
running
back
right-hander won't go. Tipped out, and it'll be Philadelphia basketball.
You know, just keep eating away at the lead. That's what you want to do on this level. If you try to get it back too quickly, you usually simply increase the deficit. So just play your game, look for the good shots, and assume that the defense is going to let down because it's got a big lead.
10 on the shot clock. Andrew Toney taking the baseline. Blocked by Maxwell. Bird brings it down. 2-on-2 with Parrish. Larry in the lane. Puts it up and in. Are they going to call an offensive foul?
Tough call. Here's Toney's drive to the basket. Max comes in and helps. Celtics with great weak side help tonight defensively. Change of direction by Bird. It looks like he's got the step, but Bobby Jones is so quick. Makes the adjustment. Picks up the charge on Bird. His second foul.
McHale checks in and Bird comes out. And Richardson hits from outside. And all of a sudden, Philadelphia has ripped off a nice little string of points. 7 straight. And it's 87-69.
This is the time when you look for the good shot. You go inside, try to get the sure one or pick up the foul.
10 on the shot clock. Tiny from 20 hits.
Or else go out about 20.
Bob, they just don't listen to you. What can I tell you, huh?
Oh, wow. Since the beginning of time, players have never listened to coaches. That's the problem. That's why coaches don't.
Look out, Dawkins blocked by Parrish, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Gerald Dawkins. And Maxwell, Tiny Archibald is down on the floor.
Well, let's hope that's not serious. It is Toney pointing Jay away, opens it up for Dawkins, who just leans in and clears house.
Celtics going to take a 20-second timeout right now. As Tiny Archibald took the brunt of that Daryl Dawkins contact on Dawkins' 4th foul. As I mentioned, McHale checks in for Bird, and that is the first time that Bird has sat down in this playoff series.
Talk about the classic mismatch, huh? Tiny and Dawkins.
Bird has averaged almost 46 minutes in the 6 playoff games so far.
Well, we have seen a demonstration of why he is kind of important tonight.
Yeah, I would say
in
so,
that game. And this is it. This is for all the marbles, babe, because if our prediction is correct, then the winner of this series does hang a flag up in one of 2 buildings, Boston or Philadelphia.
You know what the guys talk about? They don't talk about the money. They don't talk about the flag. They really, they talk about the championship, but they talk about the ring. Want the ring.
It's like when you're kids, you got to get the jacket with the letter,
That's right? That's right.
Remember how meaningful that was?
Put the big rock on the hand. Championship rings are a guy's best friend, maybe, huh? Steal by the Sixers. 1:30 left to go, 3rd quarter. 20-point lead by the Celtics. Tony trips. No call. And they finally call a jump ball.
His own man tripped him up on that. Bobby Jones set to pick, and he just tripped over his foot. Take a peek. You're going to see him trip out. Yep, Bobby Jones, his right leg, does it to him.
Chris Ford back in for the Celtics.
Tony's saying, get the bad guys, not me. I got the same color jersey.
Henderson out-leaps Tony.
Gerald can sky.
He would have been a heck of a high jumper. He's got legs like springs. Just
looking inside to McHale.
Trying to get it to Maxwell, out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia basketball with 1:04 to go and a chance to cut it to 18.
Not a bad pass, actually. He was leading him away, but he caught Max zagging, and the ball was zigging, I guess. Then good defensive pressure by Henderson on Tony.
Going low. Dawkins rejected by Parrish. Are they going to call goaltending? Dawkins was giving him that left arm inside.
Should be another charge. You're absolutely right. Should be another charge. The defensive man is entitled to that vertical position.
Look at Dawkins.
He just cleared him right out of there.
Ford on the baseline. Blocked by Bobby Jones. 89-71. Gerritson's going to pause for just a moment to go over to the scorer's table. Only 1 second is ticked off. Now they're going to get the shot clock. They're having a little problem with the 24-second clock here this evening.
Yeah, they're giving them 29 now. Now they're back to 24. May be why it doesn't get into the teens. It goes from 20 to 29 instead of 19.
There we go.
There we go.
We were talking last night about the scoreboard clock overhead, and the gentleman who had a lot to do with that scoreboard clock came by this evening and told me that the guts of it are brand new as of last year. He says that particular scoreboard has been up there since '65, but
an antique exterior, but a brand new heart of gold.
He said, I spent 6 days inside that thing. I don't know how it works. Parrish baseline 13 and 38. Hits it. Robert Parrish now. Robert with 8 third-quarter points and 17 on the night, and it's 91-71.
Don't let him in, Joe. Close the door.
Jay thought about it from three-point land. Scoops it down underneath to Richardson. Nice move there. Clint Richardson. Pass from Dr. J. 13 seconds in the quarter. Going low to McHale. Kevin, turnaround. Tipped outside. Loose ball foul. They'll keep it down at the Celtic end with 2 ticks on the clock.
They had a foul of waste. I'm not sure if they've picked up a foul in the last 2 minutes, have they? I don't think so.
I don't believe they have.
No, it'll only be the 4th team foul.
Foul was on Jay. That was his second. The Celtics have 2 seconds to get off a shot. Ford can't get at the ball. Dawkins with one of his best rebounds of the night.
Oh, got it, big fella. Nobody's gonna contest that when time's run out.
That ends the third quarter of play from the Boston Garden with the score of the Celtics 91 and the Sixers 73. And we'll be back with the final 12 minutes right after this. Roger Twibel and Bob Cousy back at the Boston Garden. We're getting set for the final 12 minutes of play here. Celtics lead at 91-73. And they're going to bring out a new 24-second clock to put on the floor like they used to in the old days, huh, Bob?
Whatever's fair.
After 3 quarters of play, Celtics have shot 51% from the floor. Philadelphia 48. Celtics 17 of 18 from the free throw line. And Philadelphia 11 of 15.
That's encouraging. They bounced back at the line.
And they've out-rebounded Philly 37-25. And they had a pretty good edge in the rebounds last night, too.
I'd say they bounced back in about every department, as a matter of fact, because they have obviously controlled this game from start, hopefully to finish, although there's still 12 big minutes left.
Well, and keep in mind that last regular season game when Philly was down by 20 coming in the fourth quarter, and they made it awfully close.
Psychologically, you know, Philadelphia got the edge last night. A blowout here in the second game would, I think, to some degree, neutralize any overconfidence that Philly might feel because they won the first game, you know.
If I was Bill Fitch, I'd like to see maybe a 20-point win tonight. Dawkins inside, puts it up and in.
Pretty good job there by the big guy. Used his body effectively, and when Dawkins uses his body, you know, he clears half the house out.
Foul outside is on Mo Cheeks, and on Cheeks, that'll be his third. And once again, the 24-second clock not functioning properly. Billy Cunningham talking to his players. And they've got the two replacement 24-second clocks getting ready to be hooked up, and what they're going to do is say, let's just hold up till we get these clocks set up, and we've got an official's timeout right now on the floor as we just started the fourth quarter.
The newfound affluency in this league in our days, when that one clock went, boy, we were out of business. The timer would simply go into his pocket and take out the old stopwatch, and the fans were just left in the dark.
Yeah.
But you know, the timer would keep it in hand and simply blow the horns appropriately. But we didn't have 2 or 3 replacements on hand there.
Okay, folks, this is what I've been waiting for. This Saturday afternoon at 4 is the SFM holiday special, Jack and the Beanstalk. This popular tale is an animated feature film for the whole family to enjoy. Jack and the Beanstalk, Saturday at 4 on Channel 4. And Coos, I want you to put your golf sticks away.
We'll be back from Philly, won't we, by then?
Yeah, I think so. If not, I'll sure catch an early plane. Oh, look at this.
Right.
Celtics starters tonight have outscored Philly 79-36, but the Philly bench 39-12 over Boston.
Well, again, Tony deserves most of that credit once more tonight.
Let me get
an offensive show at 19 points at the three-quarter mark.
Let me get another word in here that the Boston Celtics would like to extend their best wishes to Celtics fan and season ticket holder Barbara Fieri of Watertown, who's home recovering from surgery and is unable to join us for the 1981 playoffs. And the Celtics just want to say that they're thinking about you. 91-75. Dawkins got the initial hoop here in this quarter. And we're just about set to go. So the guys are going to have to keep their eye on the floor now. And let's see if these clocks work. This is kind of like waiting down at
well, believe it or not,
Kennedy Space Center, you know?
Players
there they
seldom pay much attention to the 24-second clock anyway.
Just the coaches, right?
Their offense. They develop a sixth sense for it after a while. They have a pretty good
Blocked
idea.
by Dawkins.
Dawkins, good job on
Bobby
Gray.
Jones. Tony won't go. Roby the rebound.
Celtics don't want to put the brakes on too early. They want to continue to look for that break. They did that in that final game of the season, and they, you know.
Steal by Jones. And it'll be the easy two.
Well, here comes Philadelphia. They want to continue to push that ball up floor and look for the break.
14-point lead for the Celtics, 91-77.
14 points with 11 minutes is simply not a very commanding lead in this game.
Sixers have outscored the Celtics 15-4 here at the end of the third, beginning of the fourth quarter.
Cheeks reaches in and picks up his fourth foul.
Celtics will have it inbound. Second team foul on Philadelphia.
I got a hunch we may have ourselves a close ball game yet here.
Yeah. It's just not going to be that easy against Philly. McHale works in, blocked by Jay. And here comes Mo Cheeks. He'll push it up with Jones on the wing.
Well, that's quite a job by Dr. J defensively. Came over the back. McHale had the inside position. Still got to the ball.
Blocked by McHale. Right back at you, buddy. Woo.
McHale reciprocates. Good job. There it is. McHale moving well laterally. Stays home. Doesn't go for the fakes.
And he gets
up
the
with a big rebound.
Way to use your head, Larry.
Pass to the hands, not the head, Kevin.
Roby working low. Underneath. Puts it up, blocked. McHale gets it and lays it in. I think they got to go low to Rick anyway, just to open some things up.
They've got to continue to run.
He has not been involved in the offense at all when he's in there. Toney with the shot. Hits. Andrew Toney with 21 points. 93-79.
They have an opportunity to break the game open here with 3 or 4 hoops, but they probably won't do that without capitalizing on the break.
Oh, what a pick by Roby. Bounce loose. McHale gets it. 9 on the shot clock. Kevin turns around. Hits it. What a tough shot there by Kevin McHale. He has 10 points.
Quite a move by the rookie. I think 5 Philadelphia guys took a shot at him when he was cornered in there. He was able to fight them all off and then take his patented fall-away jumper.
Philly wants a timeout with 9:33 to go. 95-79. Celts on top, and we'll be back right after this. Friday night at 8, the Celtics visit the doctor for another heated contest in game number 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The 76ers host the Celtics Friday night at 8 right here on Channel 4, and I do think they might sell the Spectrum out for that one.
They've got to break that Spectrum jinx, I'll tell you. What is it, 9 straight? Celtics have not been able to win the last 9 times in there, counting playoffs, so they've got to come out of there with 1 game.
95-79, 9.5 to go. Roby, McHale, Bird, Ford, and Henderson for the Celtics. Cheeks, Irving, Dawkins, Hollins, and Bobby Jones.
Roby and Dawkins really leaning on each other.
3-second violation on Dawkins. Well, if Rick can keep Darryl tangled up, he might just stay in the lane all night. Huh?
Well, it's tough to establish position when you're in a wrestling match, you know, and that's what Roby's making him work that hard.
Now they've got a switch off. They got Jay on Roby and Dawkins on McHale. That's interesting. Nice move by Gerald Henderson.
Beautiful. Tucked his head in. Put the afterburner on and just blew to the hoop.
Irving working low. Won't go. Bird the rebound.
Run it now. Run it. Bring it down. Push it up.
McHale leans in. Can't get it to fall. Here come the Sixers. Bird with 14 rebounds. Bobby Jones misses. Roby comes up with a loose ball. 8:35 to go. What do you think the move, Irving, on Roby?
Yeah, that's kind of a strange move, to tell you the truth. I guess they feel that McHale is more of an offensive threat, and that he can overpower Jay, you know, more easily than Robe, who isn't quite the shooter that McHale is.
Ollie Johnson is checked in now for Philadelphia. Caldwell Jones is in there also.
Johnson's a shooter also. You can't get careless on him.
McHale, as Roby did a fine job screening Dawkins off that time. Bird working on Caldwell. He's inside. And a foul is going to be on Caldwell Jones, and that is 4 on CJ. So
I think the game has finally opened up. Caldwell just kind of extends his hip.
Toney comes back in.
3rd team foul. None on the Celtics, by the way.
Mo Cheeks will come out.
I think for the first time, Cunningham has decided to rest up for Friday's game.
Bird way outside. Hits! Bird with 31.
Boy, he has put on some kind of offensive show.
McHale got a hand on it. Ollie Johnson misses. Henderson comes flying through. Dawkins will take the shot. Bad miss. Saved by Ford. Bird coming down with it behind the back. And he'll get it to Henderson. 20-point lead now with 7:05 to go. 20 feet. No problem. Absolutely no problem whatsoever.
Also nothing but net. I mean, he's not even getting close to the rim.
14 of 20 by Bird. Foul is on Roby as Tony drove to the hoop.
Well, I think they can start thinking about giving Bird a rest in another couple of minutes.
Well, this is the first one. Bird's playoff career high is 35 against Chicago in Game 4. He has 33. Tony hits the second.
Oh,
what a pick right there by
Roby
Roby.
just wiped out Tony.
Henderson wide open. He hits it. I give Roby some credit on that one. They were going to get Tony sooner or later.
Yes, sir. Is it getting physical? This boy just got wiped out underneath.
Hits it. I'll tell you, Dawkins did that last year to Chris Ford on several occasions.
Well, I'll tell you, that rings your bell. If you never had your cage rattle like that, you can't imagine. When you're trying to backtrack quickly and you run into
Bird, step back.
240 pounds a man.
103-82. Hollins inside. Missed the gimme. Bird will hold it up.
All right, take it home.
Bird with 33 points and 15 rebounds.
Philadelphia isn't going to make another run.
This is one of his Los Angeles Rancho Deluxe performances. Ford and in. Chris Ford, his first hoop of the night.
This gets off the schneid. Good balance scoring led by Bird tonight, but Maxwell with 14, Farris 17, Tiny 19.
Tony getting his own rebound. Blocked. Now Garrettson blows a whistle.
Now late whistle, but a good call because Lee Jones just wasn't ready to make the call. Garrettson got up on the outside.
Mix checks in. Clint Richardson checks in.
I'll tell you, the thing to be careful of here with 5 minutes left is don't get anyone hurt because the Monsters are coming in there. And as I say, they recognize the game is over.
Tony will go to the free throw line. He has 22 points in the night.
You want
make
to
it 23.
get cautious at this point.
5:34 left to go. 105-83. Andrew Toney once again the main offensive threat for the 76ers. Well, Roby was setting up another one, but Tony's looking now.
Well, Henderson and Tony exchanging body blows.
Bird, step back, throws it up, draws the foul on Ollie Johnson. Every which way but loose right here. Watch the moves.
Henderson gives one back to Tony. Bird, good fake, gets Johnson up in the air and then just leans in a little bit to absorb the shock of the crashing body.
Bob, a pick like that will make you play a little bit looser on the D, won't it?
Oh, yeah. No, it makes you look over your shoulder, obviously, you know, because you've got to dig in and concentrate on the man when you're picking him up full court that way. But after you've run into the monster at that speed and get your bell wrong.
Bird missed a free throw. Roby tipped it out. To Roby underneath. They say a good block by Dawkins, and they're all looking.
Well, I'll tell you, this is the time when the officials have to blow a little bit more. They've let them play, and they've done a good job all game, but they can't be unaware that the boys are starting to take cheap shots. Both teams are starting to hammer each other, and I think they'd better blow it a little bit more rather than run out the string.
Ollie Johnson with a miss. Now a whistle. Loose ball foul. Foul is going to be on Roby. Rick told me one time, he says, it's a heck of a good thing that Daryl Dawkins is a nice guy. And Dawkins and Henderson have a couple of words.
Yeah, it's getting nasty.
is on Dawkins and not Roby. Okay.
And that's his fifth. So subtract 1 from Robe's total of 3. And Robe is kind of happy about that. He's kind of keeping a cautious eye on Darryl Dawkins as Darryl stalks him a little bit. Bill Fitch, some final instructions to Gerald Henderson.
Roby will go to the foul line as the Celtics are in the penalty. Rick has not scored tonight, and he misses the free throw. He'll have 1 more. Earl the Twirl, better known as Earl the Whirl tonight.
Okay, the series appears to be tied at this point. So back to Philadelphia on Friday.
In and out.
Looking to pick up 1 win down there.
Knicks on top. McHale the rebound. 5 boards for Kevin.
Big, strong kid. He spreads out well when he goes up. Makes it difficult to come over his back or get the inside.
Henderson can't get the pass from Larry Bird out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia basketball.
That may be the first mistake Bird's made all night, I'll tell you.
He made 1 bad pass early tonight to Jay intercepting.
Yeah, right. Early in the first quarter, as a matter of fact.
Tony outside. He does that so well on top, Bob.
Yeah, he gives a little fake left. He stays low.
And he pulls that ball back behind his ear, and he can get the shot off.
Well, see, you've got to be low when you're guarding him when he's alive with the ball, and he jumps so well that he simply jumps over most defenders.
Foul on Larry Bird in the backcourt. And Tony will come down and go to the charity stripe.
I'll tell you, they're all, everybody's taking a shot at Tony a little bit here. You see Bird give him a little knee action there.
And Larry Bird checks out. ML Carr comes in. Larry Bird in the night, 33 points. 34 points I've got him for.
Yeah, I have
16 rebounds and 5 assists. And once again, that's an a-la LA performance, as he gets a standing ovation from the crowd of 15,320 plus, and a big standing O.
And it is deserved, I'll tell you that.
Larry hit 14 of 21 from the floor and 6 of 7 from the free throw line, and they're still applauding. And he gives them away.
Tony gets clobbered again. Roby sets
out on the floor. Four at three-point land. Won't go. Long pass down court. Cureton lays it in. Well, Roby laid another one, and I tell you, Billy Cunningham was out on the floor.
He's furious. All 3 coaches, Jack McMahon, Chuck Daly.
A pick isn't legal?
Absolutely, as long as there's no movement on it. Roby has just caught him twice.
I'll tell you,
run him in.
Dawkins did that at least 3 or 4 times last year at Ford. Ollie Johnson the rebound. 106-90 with 3:16 to go. Cureton. Bad miss over the back. Nix throws it out, and Ford comes up with it.
Now's the time to start running the clock down, by the way.
To McHale. And in. Nice little fake by Roby there. And a good move by Kevin McHale inside. Timeout on the floor, 2:51 to go. Celtics lead at 108-90, and we'll be back right after this. Friday night at 8, the Celtics visit the Doctor for another heated contest in game number 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The 76ers host the Celtics Friday night at 8, right here on Channel 4.
I'll tell you, when they wrote that copy, they didn't know how pathetic that's going to turn out to be, because I got a hunch it's going to be nasty on Friday. The Philadelphia coaching staff is incensed at the physical nature of play.
Ford with the steal. Nix finds Ollie Johnson underneath, and he lays it in. Now it is a 14-point game. Excuse me, 16. 108-92 with 2:31 to go.
running the clock down. Philadelphia is over the limit, so the Celtics can afford to wait for the double team and the foul.
McHale, the follow-away, hits! Kevin McHale now with 8 fourth-quarter points and 14 on the night. He is 7 of 9 from the floor.
He's going to play a very dominant role in this series before it's over.
Richardson, pretty move, won't go, and Roby the rebound. Roby inside and hits it. First hoop of the night for Rick. 112-92. 1:43 to go. And Terry Durod getting ready to check in. Puritan misses. Roby the rebound. Releases to Ford. Celtics have got a 2-on-1 with Carr. McHale picks up the loose ball and lays it in.
Well, as we said earlier, I think a good solid blowout will do wonders for the Celtic confidence and take the sting out of that opening loss.
Whistle outside, foul on Henderson.
Celtic clearing their bench. Terry Durod.
Bernstein check in. Roby will come out.
Oh, done a good job. I'll tell you, if he'd done nothing else but set those 2 bone-shattering picks on Tony, that would have been enough of a contribution.
That's why we call him Big Bumper, huh?
I'll tell you, he saved up a couple for this one.
.119 to go, 114-92. Misses. Carr the rebound. Two, they yell. Can't get it to drop. McHale to follow it in. McHale with 12 fourth-quarter points and 18 on the night. 1 minute left to go. Steal by McHale. Oh. He gets it. Watch this one. Woo.
Oh, the fans love it.
Tony hits it and he's fouled. Fouls on ML Carr. That's the 5th on ML. 118-94. Game 3 Friday night. We'll have it for you. Series will be tied at 1 apiece. I got a feeling, Bob, this one might just go 7-2.
One is game 7. Absolutely. Celtics in 7. Tony with another big night. And Jay with another quiet night. And one might have something to do with the other.
Doc with just 12 points. They're looking for Durod. ML's got it. Now they throw it away. Andrew Tonian in. 118-97. 23 seconds left. Henderson the pull-up hop. In and out. Durod taps it. Mix comes down with it. 14 seconds to go. Andrew Toney again. He's having himself a heck of a night. Statistic-wise. 8 seconds. 7. They're setting up Durod for the final shot. Dew from midcourt. Three-pointer. Won't go. That'll do it. Final score, Celtics 118, the Sixers 99. Bob and I will be back to wrap things up right after this. Score 118-99 tonight. Series tied at 1 game apiece. And I'll tell you what, good diversified scoring, Bob. Maxwell 14, Bird 34, Parrish 17, Archibald 19, McHale 20. Good job tonight. Celtics really bounced back in
absolutely. Good solid win. Really, they touched and dominated just about every feature of the game. Good balance offensively. The team support defense was there. A lot of help on the weak side. Everyone trying to help each other. A couple of nice picks on Tony to somewhat straighten him out, although he still came up with 35. And they control, I thought, both. I'll be interested to see the statistics because they control both backboards almost completely. Anyway, confidence builder, and we'll get them down to Philadelphia on Friday.
Tonight, Bob and I picked Larry Bird to be the Stop and Shop Celtic player of the game. Bird had 34 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists. He just did it all. Larry Bird will receive a $25 Stop and Shop gift certificate. Let's see if we have a Stop and Shop customer who matched our player of the game. And tonight's winner, as soon as Robert draws it out of our
first
meticulously sealed envelope,
opening the envelope,
is Arthur Medeiros of, let's say, I think that's Westport, is it not? All right, Stores in Dartmouth. And Arthur selected Larry Bird as the Stop and Shop Celtic player of the game. And congratulations, we have a match. Arthur Medeiros, you'll receive a $100 Stop and Shop gift certificate. Remember, all entries to the Stop and Shop Celtic player of the game contest are selected are winners, match or no match, so enter now. Remember, our next telecast is Friday, April 24th, when the Celtics play the Philadelphia 76ers in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals at the Spectrum in Philadelphia.